We are living times in which technology is everywhere. It's not just a tool. It's part of our lives. It's affecting the way that we work, the way that we communicate, the way that we even entertain ourselves. Now, let's think, like Mela was saying, how is this the situation for children? For children and adolescents, those digital natives, that they were born in a world surrounded by technology, when technology is ubiquitous like the air that they are breathing. For several years, I have been working, doing research on the way that children and adolescents use technology. And I have been witnessing wonderful results in the use of technology. I have seen childs who excels with the use of the technology, who use it in a way that is really helping them to grow and learn. But also, at the same time, I have witnessed some cases in which the consequences of that use of technology has not been that positive. Children will really struggle with the technology. We are all listening here the story of the impact that social media is having in mental health. We all discussing about excessive screen time. So we are noticing that those consequences in the use of technology are not the same. Those technologies could be very much positive for some individuals. It could be with negative consequences for others. Why that is happening? What can we do? Because all what we have is to tip that kind of balance that is going to be more heavy on the positive side rather than the negative. And that is bringing us with the dilemma that I'm bringing to my talk. Should we encourage the use of technology or should we restrict it? In solving that dilemma, there are some questions, right? Why some kids really thrive with the use of technology and others struggled? And this is part of the work in which I have been doing research and have been working in the last year. This is part of a European project called TEDxIEMadrid, in which 12 organizations from Europe, research centers, universities, we are trying to understand how children use technology and how they can get the best of digital. We came with a concept which is called digital maturity. And we believe that this concept may play an important role in understanding the use of technology by children. What is the idea of digital maturity? The idea of digital maturity is the set of capabilities, of attitude, which enable children to grow, to really grow and to incorporate in society when they are using technology. That came as our original idea, initial idea in our project. But we were confronted but what is our starting point? How we really put together the set of capabilities and aptitudes, where we got them. So we decided to go back to the scientific literature, and we brought a concept that has been for more than 30 years in psychology and sociology, psychosocial maturity. And what we did was we adapt that concept to the digital context that we live today and to the case of children and adolescents. Once we have that, we start talking to children around Europe. We have focus groups in countries like Austria, Greece, here in Spain, asking children, what do you feel about using the technology? How do you use it? What are your worries? Why are you happy using technology? So for instance, here in Spain, we have focus group with girls from Andalusia, from teenagers from Galicia, from teenagers girls from Madrid, all from different backgrounds. Some of them studying in public schools, others in private schools, some of them living in the countryside, some of them being more urban. When we have that original idea, what they like it, we try to create a survey and try to validate the results across Europe. So we run surveys around several countries, Austria, Germany, Slovakia, Denmark, and try to see if those results were valid. And we came with a set of capabilities that we consider are showing that children are using technology in a mature way. What are those capabilities? Three main capabilities. One is related to the use of technology in a way that is autonomous. The second capability is related more how we can use digital to solve challenge. And the third one is, in my use of digital technologies, I'm contributing to technology and to society. Those capabilities include factors, dimensions that we call it, that help children to really flourish, to really benefit in the use of technology. Let's zoom in those capabilities. The first one is related to autonomy. And the key word here is to choice, is helping children to be autonomous, to have a choice in the way that they use the mobile device, that they don't feel obliged because the peers are using it or because they feel that they need it in a compulsive way. They can use it. And also, at the way that they are using the mobiles or the devices, they are growing themselves in the way that they use technology. The second capability refers to use technology, to use digital, to solve problems. And here, what we want is all children need to have some basic technical skills, what people refer usually like digital literacy. There is a basic one, and they need to use that to solve problems. And at the same time that they are solving problems, they are growing themselves in the way that they are using digital. And our last capability is related to contribute to society. We want those children using technology to be real good digital citizens, that they're helping others and they're helping each other using technology. Doing that, they also need to be able to regulate the negative emotions that they may get when they use technology. Also, the impulses that they have using technology. So we got these capabilities, and we set of factors that may help us understanding the use of technology. So we decided to say, okay, what we are really interested in is to have that differentiation, the positive and the negative consequences. So we try to give weight to each of those factors and capabilities, so how we can get a kind of numerical value which indicates that a children got good or bad or need to improve in the digital maturity. And that is what for us is digital maturity, being able to use this index to measure how children are using technology. We even go further, and we decided to implement this concept using artificial intelligence. So we develop cluster algorithms and try to determine groups of children according to the level of digital maturity. We got 3 groups, with children with high level maturity, medium level, and low level. And then we are using classification algorithms, and giving a new child, we may be able to classify and put that child in one of the groups that we have. Let's see some of the results that we have got, actually. This is the case that we have for Germany. We measure the digital maturity of 400 children in Germany, and then try to put them in 3 of the groups that we have. The first one that we see is the one related to the kids with high level of maturity. We can see that there are some of the factors which are really influencing them. For instance, they have very good digital citizenship. They have very good use of technology and individual growth. The last group refers to those children who are not using technology in a good way, and they may need to improve the way they're using technology. In this case, they have very low regulation of the impulses, or they are really lacking looking for support from adults on that. Having these kind of tools, this kind of information may help policymakers to decide what kind of policy, what kind of recommendation can do, so that those children can flourish. Now, we are doing this for a country, but we can do it for a city, and then local authorities may use that, or we can even do it in a school, and then the administrators, the teachers, they can work on helping the students to use technology in a very good way. Also, this concept of digital maturity is opening the way to analyze other aspects in the life of children. So, for instance, colleagues from Austria and Denmark, they have been investigating about the role of digital maturity and well-being. And actually, they managed to get and to discover that there is a correlation. The highest the digital maturity, the highest the well-being, the highest the satisfaction of those children with life and the way that they see themselves. So that's opening also all other avenues for research. We are working on doing research and to see the connection between digital maturity and decision-making, digital maturity and creativity, or digital maturity and parental behaviors. That may help us to understand better the behavior of children. Now, we go back to our original question, to our original dilemma. Should we encourage or restrict the use of technology in children? I believe the concept of digital maturity may help us in solving such a dilemma, indicating us when can we encourage or restricting children in the use of technology. Thank you very much.